Hold on to your handbags, because the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, is back with a new Netflix special, and her wardrobe is sparking a royal fashion riot. Forget quiet luxury. This is a full-blown designer damage report, with a side of tomato confit and crisis PR. Meghan is clearly gunning for the timeless elegance of Carolina Herrera, but the execution? Spectacularly awkward. Carolina Herrera whispers discretion and old money confidence. The Netflix teaser shouts, "Look at me," while juggling 3 different silhouettes and an idea of sophisticate cosplay. Instead of exuding that serene Herrera polish, we're getting a parade of ill-fitting frocks, styled like a brand deck being pitched at 4K resolution. The internet's verdict? Walking, talking, Netflix-funded clearance rack. Harsh? Perhaps. But the camera is colder than Twitter, and it doesn't lie. Case in point, the $2,300 Carolina Herrera sundress. On the model, it's a garden party poem. On Meghan, it's clinging for dear life, bust apex off by a country mile, waist seam migrating north, and fabric pleading, "Kindly release me." The lily-of-the-valley print, Queen Elizabeth's favorite flower, carries layers of symbolism, and critics are definitely clocking the subtext given Meghan's history of publicly challenging the institution. Then comes the set dressing. She's doing candid kitchen work, arranging tomatoes with hair wafting toward the mise en place. Couture in a kitchen without an apron is not relatability. It's relatability theater. Food stylists everywhere fainted into their hairnets. Next up, the $24.90 Herrera belted shirt dress with gold-toned buttons. On paper, Hampton's brunch perfection. On screen, laundry sack with a belt. Shirt dresses are brutal in 4K. If the shoulders aren't squared, the back isn't darted, the belt isn't anchored, and the skirt isn't weighted, you get slouch where you wanted swan. The result reads less Southampton and more H&M clearance bin, purely because the fit isn't doing the textile any favors. Quiet luxury dies where tailoring is absent. So why the Herrera fixation? Brand adjacency. She's auditioning for classic heroine via a label synonymous with crisp white shirts, poised waists, and women who don't need to shout to be heard. Insiders swear Herrera's PR team is screaming into throat pillows every time her name hits a call sheet. Whether or not that's true, the optics problem is simple. CH's clients buy precision and ease. These looks, as styled, serve nouveau riche with a Netflix budget. Too tight or too big, never quite sitting on the frame the way Herrera demands. Here's the bigger picture most viewers feel but don't articulate. Fashion on television is semiotics. Clothes tell a story before a single line is delivered. Herrera signals unbothered, assured, edited. Pairing it with stage domesticity, flowers, bowls, tomatoes, reads as cosplay if the clothes aren't immaculate. The dissonance is what's driving people mad. If you're going to do Martha Stewart in Couture, you at least need an apron, tied hair, and a sous chef who knows where the lint roller lives. Let's talk tailoring, because this is where the whole souffle falls. The dress straps sit too long, pulling the bust line south. The belt is placed a hair low, compressing the torso. The back zip is fighting for its life. Add a slip that's one size off, and you've turned $2,000 of silk into $20 of static. A competent onset tailor would fix 80% of this in 15 minutes. Shorten the straps, lift the waist by half an inch, anchor the belt, add a smidge of horsehair braid to the hem so it glides rather than cling, and swap glossy fabric for a matte crepe that doesn't flash on camera. Foundation garments are not insults. They're insurance policies. The optics are also doing their own messy dance. The lily of the valley isn't just a pretty print. It's loaded symbolism. When you've spent years critiquing the monarchy, wearing the late queen's beloved bloom in a Netflix candid kitchen tableau is a choice. Intentional homage? Provocation? Coincidence? Whatever the aim, the audience is reading it as lily of the subtext. Then comes the why now question. Meghan's been steadily rebranding as the patron saint of positivity, kindness, and women's empowerment. That persona pairs beautifully with Herrera, but only if the clothes whisper. Here they don't. They squeak. From the infamous nipple dress fiasco to these Netflix ensembles, the through line isn't scandal, it's fit. Luxury without tailoring is just expensive fabric. You can spend a fortune and still look unpressed if the shoulder pitch doesn't match your posture or the belt isn't set to your true waist. Speculation time with a pinch of good sense. Is this a stealth audition for a Carolina Herrera ambassadorship? Possibly, but luxury houses prize predictability, posture, and a ruthless devotion to seam allowance. If she wants the deal, she needs to live the codes. Crisp colors, immaculate darts, clean hairlines, fewer costume changes, and zero wardrobe fighting with the narrative. Herrera's best ambassadors treat the clothes like a second skin, not a storyline. Meanwhile, from a production standpoint, this is a fashion department fail, not just a personal one. Camera adds volume, shirt dresses balloon, belts need boning, fabric needs weight. If you insist on quiet luxury on camera, switch to needle-sharp tailoring, double-faced crepe, inside belt stays, invisible snaps at the placket, the works. And please, for the love of all that's steamed and pressed, hair up when near food. Hygiene is not a plot twist. Now to the brand damage question. Are these looks hurting Carolina Herrera? The brand will survive, it always does. But you never want your frocks trending alongside words like ill-fitting, staged, and try-hard. That makes PR teams cancel lunches. If Meghan is buying, it's money wasted without a serious tailor on retainer. If she's being dressed, someone in-house needs to take back control, require pre-filming fittings, approve segments by silhouette, and ban any candid kitchen footage in silk without an apron and a hair tie. Here's how she could turn this around in a single episode. Fewer outfits, better fits. One immaculate white Herrera shirt, perfectly darted, sleeves exactly at wrist bone, paired with a deep navy high-waist pencil skirt with internal gripper. No belt, no jangly buttons, just line. A matte black column dress in crepe with a gentle square neckline tailored to the millimeter. Quiet earrings, hair sleek and contained. For the domestic bits, a beautifully cut chambray apron over a neutral knit. Practical, chic, unpretentious, relatability without cosplay. If you want the aura, you have to earn the ease. And yes, the internet is being savage, but beneath the snark is a consistent note. We don't hate the idea, we hate the execution. People respond to coherence. If the storyline says calm, capable, classic, the wardrobe must stop shouting. Right now, the clothes are telling a louder story than the doc, and the story isn't quiet luxury. It's expensive cosplay. The irony, Carolina Herrera's entire point is that confidence does the heavy lifting so the dress doesn't have to. Meghan's confidence, on stage, on camera, has always been her strongest accessory. Let it work. Let the clothes settle. Let the seams do their job instead of auditioning for one. Final word to the brand folks in the back. Unpredictability is expensive. If there's a real partnership on the horizon, insist on in-house fittings, Herrera-approved stylists, and a signed peace treaty with aprons. If not, prepare for a season of couture being dragged into a discourse it never ordered. Until then, clutch your pearls and your garment steamer. The wardrobe isn't a disaster because it's costly, it's a disaster because it's careless. And nothing says not quite royal, not quite real, like silk in a salad bowl.